Life end up in a big fight. Who have the best prices this Christmas season? Christmas season. American source, quality living affordable. That's where we shopping. We shopping. I tell she do, darling, things are tight. American sauce, honey, will treat us right. We could afford anything we want and see in sight. Tell me what you want for Christmas. Tell me what you want for the Christmas. She said, I was stove, I was bed, washing machine dryer, I was sofa, I want fridge, I want a new pressure cooker. Merry Christmas from American Stores and Iwer George.
The Huddle Room reopens in partnership with Maracas Bake and Shock on Monday, October 18th. That's right, seaside flavor is in Central. Bake and Shock, aloo pies, kingfish, shrimp, and a daily menu of lunchtime favorites like stew chicken, macaroni pie, curry chicken, pilau, and so much more. Follow The Huddle Room and taste Maracas on social media. Bake and Shock is served from 10 a.m. and lunches from 11 a.m. We'll see you and your taste buds on Monday. The Huddle Room and Maracas Bake and Shock, the best of both worlds.
Tune in to The Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 91 Eastern Main Road in St. Augustine. For the program, Health and Healing, merging the old with the new with Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on The Street 919 FM.
This year, Be Mobile coming bigger to make your season brighter. So much giveaways to offer. Move with green and be a winner. Win groceries and cash. Home tech makeovers. Free service for a year and a brand new car. Go wish it, just win it. Win with Be Mobile. Thousands in prizes. Win with Be Mobile. Just win it. Win with Be Mobile. Plenty giveaways to win. Win with Be Mobile.
Top up, buy a prepaid plan, switch, sign up, pay your bill, take a bundle to win over 1 million in prizes. Don't wish it, win it with Be Mobile.
Larry, I see you bring the white oak. Nice. Candice, it's 2 bottles of Forest Park you bring? You playing with fire, girl? Amanda, the ham you bring looking so good. Brian, what you bring?
I bring joy.
What?
Joy. She's my new girlfriend. Bring the joy to the Christmas life with Angostura rum. From classic dishes to the cocktail glasses, White Oak, Forest Park, and Fernanda's Black Label. Add more enjoyment to the season. Plus, buy any bottle and get a chance to win a family Christmas dinner, complete with a personal mixologist. Follow us on social media for details. Bring the joy with Angostura. You are the gift. Wear a mask, keep a safe distance, and enjoy responsibly.
The Street 919 FM is bringing the Christmas spirit right into your homes, vehicles, and on your mobile phones like never before. Hey, Christmas time with the best Soca Parang mix. Yes, join this exciting segment, Parang Soca Fever, every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 9:45 a.m., 12:30 p.m., and 6:45 p.m. until Christmas.
This is Christmas, so about Merry Christmas.
Right here on your favorite Christmas station, The Street 919 FM.
This is Christmas, as we dream of Christmas.
Sponsored by Shandy and Royal Cast. Our culture, our taste.
Tune in to The Street 919 FM every Saturday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. to listen to the live Temple of Restoration, Pastor Curlan and the team. The Temple of Restoration is located at number 12 Endeavour Road, Chaguanas, opposite the Curep taxi stand. For more information, contact 488-4413 or 777-8691. The Temple of Restoration, where Jesus changes lives.
Hi, what's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT.
Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody.
Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifabamishe Aganki, better known as MC Duke, and every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Sheet 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Orisha, The Way of Life.
Pastor Hannah A. Pabu of Holy Spirit Ministries will be live on the street 919 FM every first and third Wednesday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. In the scripture, Matthew 19 verse 26, the Bible says, "But Jesus looked at them and said to them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible." Pastor Hannah is here to motivate you, challenge you, encourage you to walk in your purpose and destiny God has for you. For prayer and counseling, call Pastor Hannah at 728-5197.
He heals me when I'm broken. Strength where I've been weak. Forever he'll reign.
Good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true you have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arabita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Ronnie,
do you have $488 to lend, man?
Clarity. It's what we want for our vision. Whether we're working in the office, during our nighttime commute, or watching our TV. Reduce reflections and glare with Supernova anti-reflective coatings by Value Optical. The advanced technology in your new eyeglasses will reduce eye strain, help the world see you better, and enhance the way you see the world. Value Optical. Expert care for your eyes.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ailing, you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God. God's word direct from his throne room in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
Tune in to the Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. For the program, God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the street 919 FM.
The journey's almost home.
We are them be stronger. We blessed by the Father. Protected we stand, Lord. Your grace is so sweet. This is a new chapter. She going to write history. She have the right energy. Just stop, you know what I can with future. We are them on the way. 6th of December. Ready for victory. Everybody's here, we here, everybody's here, we born here. I tell you, we got to decide. We ready to ride.
December 6th, take no chance. Protect your future. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Well, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Titans of Democracy right here on the Street 919 FM. Let me thank the Heavenly Father for bringing me here safe, sound, and all together in one piece. A pleasant good morning going out to my entire family. Good morning to Ms. Sharon Felix and her entire family, to Mr. Dominic Romain and his entire family. Pleasant good morning going out to you, all our callers, all our listeners, to all of our viewers online. For those of you that are locked on with us via YouTube or Facebook or whatever mechanism that you are, know that it's always good to have you guys on the inside with us. Yes. Let me say pleasant good morning going on to the management and staff of the Street 919 FM. Good morning to Mr. Iwer George and his entire family. Tobago, good morning to my friends and family in Tobago. Yes, and as you know, we have a very tight show as we have our interviews going on each morning, at least from Monday to Thursday. So, as I get ready to get into things for today, I'm going to jump right into the online papers for today, Tuesday, the 16th of November, 2021. Ah, boy, we're already at the middle of the month, eh? Call a good morning.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Trinidad and Tobago, wherever you hear me, or wherever part of the world you're hearing this station, 91.9. The number one station in the world. Let me say morning to girlfriend. Good morning to 1285 Parsley Street. Good morning to Jackie and Jackie. Good morning to Sharon. Good morning to Jenny, Bataya, good morning to you. you thought you sleeping late these days, boy. Woman Oga, good morning. Good morning to Miss Friday. And to all those people in Bonnet Gardens and Mount Hope. That's the street area. Good morning. Love to everybody. And then they say, may the good Lord bless and keep you. Miss Tunapuna, good morning. Faizabad, gone for now.
Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce.
Morning. Hardly hearing you.
Morning, Bruce.
Morning.
You going solo this morning or what?
No. Dominic coming in just now.
Okay, I'm just calling to say good morning to all the listeners on 91.9. Mr. Chance, Mother Puna, Miss Zina, Manu, good morning, darling. And to everybody on the Golden Guild. Sometimes it's so much Bruce, but he doesn't want to leave out nobody, so I'll just put everybody together and say Golden Guild. Because Miss Zina don't remind me it's a Golden Guild too. I kind of like, I'm going to say, yeah, boy. So I tell myself, good morning. I know you ain't really started talk yet, but I had to run on this. This thing is serious thing, This Tobago election, THA election is serious business. Because about people's political future, it's about the physical future, is everything that is dependent on that. And they must understand that we care in Trinidad, we care, because we are Trinidad and Tobago. They are our brothers and our sisters, despite whatever they may think. And while we don't want to interfere into their affairs because we know they're capable, we know they have the intelligence, the ability, everything to do what they have to do. When you're looking out for your family and you see something not going right, you will want to say something and help, and their family, as I say again. So we want them to be safe, we want them to make the right choice, we want them to think carefully. Don't get caught up with just the outward look, but look at inside, things that happen inside, and look at what people are telling you, compare the two and make the right choices. Because before I go, Bruce, I just want to ask quickly, if you have all kind of allegation against one team, I've never heard so much before about anybody else. You have people who have caused charge for rape. You have another one to say it's alleged. When one set up people money, it will have another one, it is alleged against sexual misconduct with students. It have a next one, it is alleged when a credit union over $250,000 here on the bad credit list now. It is alleged a next one was forced to resign from a job with her planes flying for some racket. It was alleged the next one resigned from the next job while he was being investigated for corruption. And it goes on and on and on and on. Again, these are allegations, but it does sound good. So Tobago, don't play with all the political future, don't play with all the life of our children's life. Thank you so much, Bruce, for allowing me the opportunity.
Thank you. So guys, we're going to get into the papers for today. So headlines in the Express: crime anxiety. Business Chambers calls for joint police army patrols on eve of lifting the state of emergency. Okay, and taken away. So let's get inside and see what's taking place. Excuse me. So, crime anxiety. Business groups are calling for joint army and police patrols as they are fearful of a crime surge when the state of emergency comes to an end tomorrow, especially especially with the Christmas season around the corner. Okay. Hines gets roasted on social media. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines is disputing, saying he is anticipating an increase in crime when the state of emergency is lifted tomorrow. 12 deaths, 403 new cases. The COVID-19 toll continues to rise with 12 more deaths, 4 of whom had no known comorbidities. 1 in 3 kidney patients likely to die from COVID. The Emil Mohammed, Clinical Coordinator, NWRHA, COVID-19 Parallel Healthcare System kidney transplant are among the most. Missing mom's body floating in the river. The semi-nude body of a woman was found floating in the Guayame River, Caroni, on Sunday evening. $70 million to restore Trinity Cathedral. The Holy Trinity Cathedral on Hart Street in Port of Spain, which was built in 1818, is in need of dire restoration, which is costing approximately $70 million. 8 more, 162 COVID deaths for November. An additional 8 people have died from COVID-19, bringing the number of deaths for this month so far to 162. Concern over Bush medicine COVID treatment. Call to make churches safe zones. Sando marks 33 years as a city. Barbados relaxes curfew hours. 19 more murders than 2020. These are the stories that are making way in the Express at this time. So we're going to get over to the Guardian. No, sorry, to the Newsday. Okay. Okay, yes, we're going to get over to the Newsday now. So, PSC members to be sworn in on Tuesday, that's today. Pennywise relocates to Lower High Street, San Fernando. Israel Roxborough Hospital underutilized because of poor planning. Tobago has 357 active COVID-19 cases. Augustine, PDP will introduce transparency in THA. Nadine, all I need is the confidence of the people. 45 police recruits graduate. Police resume good character certification service. Business leaders, time to live with COVID-19. Opposition to Prime Minister, say if lifting SOE early is linked to the THA elections. Dr. Edmund Shamley, receives key to San Fernando. DCP Jacob, don't be pessimistic over crime. Supermarket Association head, lifting SOE can bring relief. Okay. So, these are the stories making way in the Newsday. So over to the Guardian. Well, I'm not seeing the headline in the Guardian hasn't changed here, so in the Guardian, festive mood as PNM PDP candidates file nominations. As nomination day began in Tobago yesterday, large groups of supporters from the People's National Movement PNM and the Progressive Democratic Patriots PDP kicked off the day by gathering at the various nomination sites. Coffee warns Tobagonians not to trust Duke. Mom of woman found dead in river. A monster killed my daughter. Epidemiologist predicts 1,000 COVID-19 cases per day by month's end. That's a huge number. Ministry, only 3.8% of COVID fatalities fully vaccinated. Judge to give ruling today on if EBC lawsuit can proceed. Dial Singh, new public health regulations coming. Griffith, Hines should prevent crime surge, not just predict it. Stakeholders explore Carnival 2022. Vaccinate and masquerade. That is a bacchanal. Fire officer crushed between two cars in Marabella. ODPM aims to strengthen TNT's recovery after natural disasters. Last rites today for second chopping victim. Appeal court reverses decision against attorney. Antigua gets 0.8 million in compensation for lengthy immigration detention. Severe shortage of ICU nurses, says head of Nursing Association. Expert warning, okay, I read this already. Medic serving during pandemic, a heart-wrenching experience. And the missing woman found. So these are the stories that are currently making way in the Guardian, the Express, and the Newsday. So at this time, I am going to introduce and turn over the reins to Mr. Dominic Romain. Good morning to you, my friend, and how are you this morning?
Morning, sir. Morning.
How things?
Just me, I get in now. I thought I was getting a little liquid anyway. Yeah, all is well. And, I always have to take a peep through my window to see if what the weather looking like.
Yeah, well, rainfall this morning, and I don't know where that rain come from. I ain't hear that up to now. I ain't hear that rain.
You serious?
And
Are you lucky?
And that is in Carnan side. I don't know.
That little chirrup rain that we get in these days, I don't understand that too. Anyway, because it's, well, I haven't seen WhatsApp posting within recent times the reservoir levels. I know they were doing it quite regularly early on in the year when we were getting the rain. The last time they posted something, all 4 reservoirs were at 100%. So we should be going into 2022 with water. We'll see what weather patterns bring. Usually around this time, the meteorologists and so on should be able to tell us whether we would have a rainy, dry season or what. So we wait to see. But on that score, let me say my good mornings first. Good morning, of course, to all of the loyal listeners of the Street 919 FM. I was inundated with calls and messages on Sunday, Bruce. The people wanted to know what's going on. They tuned into the radio and they ain't hearing me. So, yes.
What did you do?
Apologies to all. Yes. Apologies to all, but sometimes the bills have to be paid, and we are in an election season, if you want to call it that. So, yeah. So good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Giuseppe, Mr. and Mrs. Regis. I don't know if Mrs. Regis is back in the country as yet. I didn't see anything. I did see that she won, I think, an award or something for champion. I'll get the correct term in a little bit, but it was something with respect to, I suppose, the role that she would have played at the recently, I think, concluded COP 26.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it has something to do with some champion of the alliance of small Caribbean states or something. But it was I think, a lofty position. So congratulations to Mrs. Regis. Morning to Mother Tunapuna. Morning to Mano, Mr. Port of Spain. Let me say, Bruce, I didn't have the opportunity since I wasn't on yesterday. Belated birthday greetings to Miss Annette Lewis.
Yes.
Good morning to you, ma'am, and I hope that you had an enjoyable one. So especially these days where a lot of people are not, celebrating, having the opportunity to celebrate birthdays because COVID numbers aren't very good.
Yeah,
we continue to record deaths daily. So, yeah. Morning, Angie. Yeah. Yeah, these COVID deaths, Bruce, are very, very worrisome. Indeed, morning to Alison Samuel and Miss Jeanette McDonald. Morning to you. I saw where you read there just now where Dr. Hines would have mentioned that based on the trajectory, it looks like if we don't take heed, we could start seeing 1,000 cases a day in terms of new COVID infections. And just that pronouncement by Dr. Hines, Bruce, again, for those people who say the state of emergency didn't work, and I'm seeing a lot of people commenting on social media and Facebook that it didn't work and it was a waste of time, and the COVID numbers never went down to the pre-vaccination rate and so on. I would remind them that just after Easter, up until the 16th of May, when the first state of emergency was announced, every COVID press briefing, Dr. Hines was showing us graphs and he was showing us charts, which stated that had there not been some sort of drastic intervention on the part of the state to restrict the mass movement of people, to restrict mass gatherings, that is the same thing he's predicting now. It's the same thing he was predicting back then. That is what the graphs and the charts were showing. But half all you wasn't listening to that part of the press briefing, right? Most of you all was sit on home just waiting for Rowley to come on so all you could cuss. Hear what it is he had to say, what restrictions he putting on and what restrictions he taking off, and all you could go on social media and cuss him out and call him the worst of things. Because when you looked at, if you were looking at the COVID press briefing on social media and on CNC3 or one of these others, you would see the numbers at the top. When that portion of the COVID press briefing was going on, when the doctor was talking, 300, 400 viewing. Soon as Dr. Rowley come on, the numbers skyrocket to 1,700. And then all the angry faces start to go up and all the nasty comments start to come on, right? That's what Dr. Hines was saying. And so that by the government intervening when it did and implementing the state of emergency, which would have introduced further restrictions, they were able to curb and curtail the mass movement of people, restrict gatherings and so on, whether it was because of by limiting the number of people who could gather and all of these things, the implementation of the curfew, which meant that persons were not able to go out after 9 o'clock and all of these things, is the reason why we didn't reach 1,000 per day. Is the reason why it was averaging 1 something, 2 something for a couple months well. Now that restrictions have started to lift, what are we seeing? The numbers going back up. Yeah? So, all you talking that choppiness, that janjat about it didn't work. The purpose of the SOE, right? It was to give the country a little bit, to buy the country some time, to allow as many people as possible to get vaccinated before the restrictions were lifted and you all could once again resume all of your mass gatherings and so on, and we would see an increase in the number of infections, right? That is what it bought us time. Because if they had not put that into place and just say, well, all right, well, when the vaccines come, it come, and who get vaccinated. We will continue to allow people to move about as they please. The infection rate would have been much higher, right? But the government can only do so much. 600 and something thousand people fully vaccinated. As the minister said, it has more or less, the vaccination process has more or less stalled. We're seeing about maybe 800 to 1,000 to 1,200 vaccinations per day, which is far below what is required because the expectation was that by now we would have reached herd immunity. And the Prime Minister did say all the way back in June, July, that depending on how quickly we reach herd immunity would determine how quickly we can reopen the economy and all who want the beach to open back. And here's the thing that confuses me, right, Bruce? Because I see yesterday, CNC3 interviewed a man in Tobago. And now the madness was going on with the nomination and the filing. Yeah. Man say he voted in PDP because Rowley closed all the beaches in Tobago. he vexed with Rowley for closing the beaches because the beaches is a main part of the tourism. And because of that, Rowley don't like people and he don't like Tobago. So he voted in PDP because the beach is closed. Right? That is his logic. But the thing is, here's my confusion. Well, they want the beaches to open back. Well, they're saying the SOE didn't work. The numbers didn't go down. So it's best to open back the beaches. But you all want the same people who back in April was saying the reason why it had a spike after Easter was because Rowley tell people go to Tobago. When these people went to Tobago, what they went to do? They went on a campsite and holding hands singing Kumbaya. They went and sing hymns for Easter. They didn't go on the beach. No. But that's what they say. It's because Rowley tell them go to Tobago. When people go to Tobago, the main thing they go to Tobago for is the beach. They went on the beach, according to Olia, and that led to a spike. So Olia, what the beach open now, when we have a spike, and expect what to happen? That the numbers gonna go down? Because people gonna go in the water. And the water will cleanse their body, and if they have COVID, it wash it out. Okay. Okay. That making sense. Now you see the whole set of them. They close back, shut back down the country numbers. Really? Really? So now the opposition wonder why they left the state of emergency 12 days early. Have anything to do with the Tobago election? Well, it's the same people who went to Parliament and said they wasn't supporting the extension. Same people, Monilal, Kamla, all here. All they chain up all their supporters and tell them come around the Red House and blow horn. Make people get ticket for stupidness and then all they go in the Parliament and abstain. Really? And now all they're asking why it is they lifting the state of emergency so early, 12 days early. The same state of emergency you all didn't want, the same one you didn't support. Look.
But that cry they're crying right now, Dominic. I was expecting it, but I was expecting it at the end of the month when it was originally supposed to be lifted. I was expecting to hear, well, yes, look at what's going on in the country, and you're going to move the state of emergency. You're doing that because of THA election. I was expecting that, you know. Yeah. Just it come a little earlier, right? Because the as far as I remember, the state of emergency was illegal. So it's going to be lifted tomorrow, please God. So I guess it's legal now. So don't lift it.
Right. Yes.
Don't lift it, right?
Nah, don't lift it.
Okay.
We have a spike in the numbers. So don't lift it.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Well, let's say it didn't help the situation with the numbers before, so why you think leaving it now would help? These people really need to pick a struggle, you know?
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah.
All they're saying it didn't work because it didn't control the numbers, but now now we have a spike and you think it will work now? To bring down the numbers? Same thing all they say it didn't do? Are confused. And then they talk about the reason why the government doing it is because you have campaigning in Tobago. Well, okay. Well, they should be happy. All who supporting the PDP, you should be happy because it's not only the PNM will be able to campaign, the PDP could campaign too. So they should be damn happy if you're saying that is the reason why. Well, no. Yeah, or they could campaign till whatever or any morning. Yeah? So what are they complaining for? Because nothing to complain about, only realize people get fed up at this stupid talk about the police service commission and the commissioner and the merit list. Yeah? People lose interest in that.
Grasping at straws, man.
Yeah. So let me get something else to jump on now. Yeah, I told you 2009 they won now. They tried to they probably stretch it out to 14. Right? But that's about it. That dead. But yeah, you care about that no more. A new police service commission.
They ain't planning well it was to be October now, it's supposed to be November.
Yeah, the 30th.
So that thing going on, that thing raising no concerns or red flags with them, I guess.
No.
So you see why Dr. Hines now could really predict that 1,000 a day going forward?
Correct. But I would just remind them that when December roll around, December the 5th, December the 10th, and the numbers reach 700 and 800 after all your mass gathering. Just remember, Keith Rory didn't tell nobody go in the savannah. Remember who tell them go in Savannah? So the same way I could say that because of Rowley we had the spike for Easter. Just remember who it is telling you go in the Savannah on the 30th.
You know,
he didn't tell us that. So I hope you all will put blame where blame is due.
You just hear so much of different things with this. You swear that this whole thing originates in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah. Because I think in Austria, unvaccinated people they're going and lockdown, yeah, for unvaccinated people. So they will be restricted in terms of where they can go, and they will not be allowed to leave their homes unless it's necessary to do so. Right? In Singapore, government has indicated that they will no longer be providing free healthcare for unvaccinated persons. Yeah. So you choose not to be vaccinated, you get sick, you have to come in hospital, you know what to do.
I listen to
Make sure you have money. Walk with your wallet, walk
different arguments on this whole thing. And you know, when you listen to people and some of them where they're rambling and stuff, and then you do so and you ask them, so what will you do when things get a little tighter for you? Seeing that you don't want to go down this particular road, what is going to happen then? You can't answer.
Yeah.
You're fighting a losing battle.
Yeah. Never a dull moment in Sweet TNT, yeah?
Yeah, boy, for real.
So it would be remiss of me. I had a touch on the Tobago elections. I was coming Sunday morning to rain, fire, and brimstone on what's not. Yeah. Oh yes.
I will call you after the show to find out what happened to you on Sunday, my friend.
To use Israel Khan's words, I was going to bring down the Waratal boulders, but I will save that for something coming. But there was one thing, Bruce, I wanted to touch on, right? I heard last week Watson Duke on our platform make the claim that there has never been trade union leaders like him in this country. Greatest trade union leader of all times. And he would go so far as to say even better than Butler. Really?
Really?
Now the first part, I could understand that. But you say there's never been another trade union leader like you in this country. And that is very true. Because I think other than Pandey, I don't know of any other trade union leader who was ever charged for sexual misconduct. Right? I don't know of any other trade union leader who would have been able to set up a company with a wife. And the wife had over $16 million in contracts. And seemingly the only client of that company is the organization in which that union leader works and is attached to. Okay? Right? And there are many other things that I could cite, with respect to this individual, to support his claim that there's never been another trade union leader like him in this country. But when the man would go so far as to say, not even Butler, what disturbed me about that? We know the man like to brag. No, he like to boast, right? It's all about ego with him. Kill he there, he's the best in everything that he do. There's nobody like Watson, right? Old Prime Minister Rowley jealous of him because what is he has charisma. The women love him, this and that. All kind of, like that you could talk. Is that you would go so far to make such a claim, right? Basically saying that you have achieved and accomplished more than Butler, George Weeks, Adrian Colarienzi, all of these trade union leaders who we grew up hearing about, Bruce, who we read about in school, primary, secondary, and so on. Monuments have been named after these goodly gentlemen. But what have named after Watson Duke? Nothing. Will anything be named after him? I don't know, maybe if he went into Tobago, he might decide to do like now she give herself senior council, he might name something after him. Change the name of the THA building and name it after Watson Duke. I don't know. Iwer Road or something, and maybe change the name of the Claude Noel Highway to Watson Duke Highway. I don't put nothing past him. And perfect Tobagonians and them who want to vote for him will probably applaud that and support that. Yeah. Why not even change the name of Tobago to Watson Duke Island? And them soft-head Tobagonians who want to support him, and they might not have a problem with that. But what is most disturbing to me, Bruce, is the fact that men like Ansel Roger, James Lambert, Clyde Elder, Joseph Remy, not one of these men have come out to say, maybe I missed it, but I have not heard one of these men come out to condemn Watson. You can tell him you're talking nonsense, right? Because in effect, what he's saying in that statement, not only is he greater than the greats, but he's greater than all of these guys too, eh?
Yes.
Men like Errol McLeod. Not one will come out to say nothing and tell this man, hey, hold up, you're going a little too far. I bet if you go and interview any of them and ask them, they will say, well, they didn't hear him say that. That's the best defense they could come up with. None of them have the testicular fortitude to stand up to this man and tell him, you're talking garbage. And this is a boast that he made last year after he won the PSA elections. He was interviewed on I-95.5 and he made that claim. And he said what the members of the other team cannot accept is that there has never been another trade union leader like him in this country. The greatest of all time. Right? He said it then. Nobody condemned him. He come back and he repeated. And all of these great union leaders, they have nothing to say on that.
Is it that they lack fortitude?
Exactly. If all you don't have that fortitude to defend your own record and your own reputation, to say, well, look, how you could say that, but we do this one. If you all are willing to capitulate your record to him, fine. But at least someone will need to come out, right? And defend those who cannot defend themselves, who cannot defend their record by virtue of the fact that they are no longer in the land that they live in. So, every year for Labor Day, May Day, they're going on Faizabad and put the lane right in front of Butler statue. And then they're going and buy Butler grave and lay and paying homage. When they go there next day, his skeleton should come out the blasted grave and slap all here. They'll go from here. Learn foolishness, hypocrisy. Seriously? Really?
Bag of dummies.
Oh, that's what it is now. Talking about Butler and... Look, next time I mention Butler name and all the teacher fall out. They're ridiculous. I don't know what is the hold that this man have over these people. What it is. He just is charismatic and he does it. Really? There's a spelly cast on all that? And an ex-man yesterday saying, if we had to suffer, we'd rather suffer under Watson Duke.
Wow.
Careful what you wish for.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the extent of it. I see a woman with one leg and crutches. She whining on the place. Come out to support the PDP. Again, asking, anybody could point me to where I could get a copy of the PDP manifesto? Huh? Other than 16 Beach. Right? Because that's all I see Watson doing. Going from beach to say, well, there's a problem with this beach. There's a problem with that beach. We need a jetty here. We need to fix that jetty. Where's the offering? I was asking.
You don't have a clue.
The offering what?
Don't have a clue.
$1,000 ex gratia payment. The man don't even know the meaning of ex gratia. A big union man like he. Don't know what ex gratia mean? Okay. So you say you're offering earlier?
Take care. The man know what he's saying, no.
Okay.
It's a sign of things to come. They talk about too much people employed in the THA. Then you come and you talk about ex gratia payment. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Planning to offer a $10 million fund for every district. All 15, that's $150 million. Where that coming from? Now, you all are aware a budget was just passed and that monies were earmarked for certain things, right? So it's not just you're going to run up inside there like a Cowboy X. Or what was this guy from Sesame Street, Forgetful Jones? Yeah, you run up inside it. Yeah, broad rim hat. Yeah. Well, if he was a cowboy, he ain't coming with no, spurs and guns again. He come in with a felt hat with, the feather in it.
Yeah.
And the pimp walk. Yeah. The kid that decided, yeah, you would have had the best boots, the latest boots.
Magic Don one. Oh,
Marshall Duke. Yeah. So run up inside there, right? Yeah, let me see what going on inside there. All right. They get about 10 million each, 150 million. How is that money going to be spent? Are you going to put it directly in the hands of the assemblyman? Is there a structure in place for that? No, remember the man say, no justice after the election for all who are them big red flag and all there. No justice. So all who planning to stay home, tell themselves the PNM done when already, take down them red flag, Alright? Just in case they pass around, taking note of all who are big red flag and all there, no justice for you after the election. So if all you working in the THA and you get a pink slip, don't complain. The man tell all already, no justice for you. So maybe we planning to give the extra payments to the PNM workers in the THA, right? So don't forget the man tell all that, no justice. You'll say all one more night, right? So you run up inside there, okay. Well, 10 million per district. The PNM districts, all right? Nothing for them. None for them. If they send in any requests or anything, no justice. Solve for you. Okay? So, 150, 10 million each. The PNM districts, okay. Prepare for salt. I remember when the PP came in 2010, a particular minister said, all of them vote for we. So if it's PNM, don't come and ask me for no bridge, don't ask me for no road, don't ask me for no walk. Nothing. Nothing for the PNM. Salt. Okay? Now, the only benefit I could see really coming out of the PDP winning on December 6th is you would have a full 4 years for you to see firsthand the incompetence of Watson Duke. The incompetence of Fali Augustine. What is Fali's claim to fame? Right? What experience does Fali Augustine have in running anything? You ever run a raffle? You run a bingo? You ever run a race? But you want to run the THA? Really? Isn't Fali a school teacher? What is the largest complement of persons that Fali Augustine has ever had control over? 20-something students? That's about it. But he come in to preside over how many thousands of workers? What Fali know about economics? What Fali know about finance? Who are they going to put Vanas? Winsford? You know Watson won the position, even though he's saying now he don't want it. He won the position of finance secretary because he needs to sit down and across the table from Colm. I go tell him, remember I did tell you, I would have been the Secretary of Finance and I would have been speaking to you in that regard. It was prophetic. Here I am. You are now my equal, contemporary. Talk to me.
Dominic, put a pause on it. We have a few seconds before we go to the break, and then we have our interview coming up at 7 o'clock. So let me say, get yourself ready, guys. We're going to our break, and we'll be right back. Keep it locked.
Something no, cruising to nowhere. Free your mind, just recline and go with the flow. Who needs a plan? Take my hand. Our stories will find us. My shiny caravan, and there's nowhere that I'd rather be than any place with my shiny caravan. And there's nowhere that I'd rather be than any place with you.
Shandy Caravan, refreshed for life. From the studio to the stage, every Friday between 3 to 4 p.m. Right here on the street, 919 FM. Radio you can see. Log on to our Facebook and YouTube so you can see live interviews and performances from some of our very own local superstars. Right here on the street, 919 FM. Connection present Ahsoka and Parang Affair on Saturday 27th of November at the Palace Hall, 730 Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, between Sterling Avenue and Park Place. Ahsoka and Parang Affair from 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. featuring performances by Designer and Virtuoso alongside Click Band. Also featuring the Big Bad Foreign Bass, The Fabulous One, as well as Peter D and Dr. Wheaty and Skymax. Get your tickets now, advance $50. At the door, you pay $60. For more information, contact Sam, 347-259-4456. Chip, 516-725-7840. Mike, 917-660-5209. Ahsoka and Parang Affair, Saturday 27th November at the Palace Hall. Proof of vaccination is required.
Look, there is the price of goods in the budget. No, but cost cutters have the best price for my pocket. This is Robbie B, and I shop at Cost Cutters Supermarket. 4 locations: El Dorado, Sangre Grande, Columbia, and Scarborough, Tobago. We are the most affordable supermarket in Trinidad and Tobago. You can always depend on us. This year, B-Mobile coming bigger to make your season brighter. So much giveaways to offer. Move with green and be a winner. Win groceries and cash. One tech makeovers. Free service for a year and a brand new car. Go wish it, just win it. Win with B-Mobile. Thousands in prizes. Win with B-Mobile. Just win it. Win with B-Mobile. Plenty giveaways to win. Win with B-Mobile.
Top up, buy a prepaid plan, switch, sign up, pay your bill, take a bundle to win over 1 million in prizes. Don't wish it, win it with B-Mobile.
Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Finance Company Limited wishes to advise customers making mortgage payments over the counter that the tellers at all our offices will be open daily from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. To make payments online, book appointments, request letters, statements, documents, and access other services, please visit our online customer service center at ttmf-mortgages.com. TTMF, from here to home.
If you're experiencing pain, constipation, headaches, poor blood circulation, high or low blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, swollen or darkened feet, come visit us at Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle offer a wide range of services. Come and experience our new 3D analyzer, which allows you to have a look inside your body. We also provide live blood analysis, iridology, ionic foot detox with foot soak and foot massage, aquatherapy, full body massage, and organic supplements on sale such as Nano Silver, Nano Zinc, Body Light, cold pressed sesame oil, and more. Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. For more information, call 275-8359 or 288-1108.
Join Nicole Huggins for Health and Wealth Lifestyle every Monday from 9:05 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. right here on the street 919 FM.
That drink you introduced me to, the U-Juice Turmeric Ginger Lime. Oh my gosh, it was awesome. First thing I realized is that the sugar content was very low, which is good for me at my age. But I think the experience I had with that juice is having drunk it. You know, I could literally feel my brain very light. I could feel a sense of oxygen overtook my body. I felt light. You know, I could have this all day long.
Try U-Juice today. Available at leading supermarkets nationwide, or order online at ujuiceroots.com for free delivery.
Sign up and save with Green Dot. When you subscribe to any of our broadband packages, you get 30% off the installation fee, allowing you to stream your favorite shows on any of your devices. Update your social media accounts and connect with friends and family. Stay on top of the class with online learning sessions. Or keep your team in the loop with virtual meetings. All at an affordable price. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 224-GDOT today to sign up and save with Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're locked on to the Street 909 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy. Dominic, I haven't, I'm not seen our guests as yet. Dominic?
Yes, sir. I was just having a discussion with one of my colleagues there.
Oh, okay.
She was seeking my professional advice on a matter involving her taxes.
Oh,
serious business. Yes.
Well, I'm not seeing our guests as yet, so
right.
I'm not sure. Trying to get some information, so I guess you could probably continue, and while I try to sort out what's taking place.
Yeah. Right. So before the break we were making, yes, so again of what's happening in Tobago there with so yesterday would have been, I think, nomination day. So all of the candidates, they're no longer prospective, they are now the candidates for the election on December 6th. So we expect to see the campaign heightening. Right? Again, I'm hearing stuff. Just people who support the PDP saying, I keep hearing this thing, we want that change. But you're not telling us what that change. The best way to convince people, right, if you care to, is to explain what change you expect to see.
True.
Again, the PDP have not articulated, as far as I'm aware, what governance under them is likely to bring. You see, you need to have a plan in place before. You can't just run up inside there after you win and then come December 8th or December 9th, all sit down around a table and say, now, well, let me see how this thing does work. Yeah. What we supposed to do? You know? No, I don't know. And none of you was ever in the executive council. What's I'll use the only man here who had some kind of experience in this thing. What we supposed to do, boy? Spend the money. That way therefore. We spend the money. Yeah. You have a jetty, I promise a man I'll go and fix a jetty down on that beach there, you know. Who are to talk to? They're called the administrator. How we just do this thing? How we spend the money? I have a jetty, I need to get fixed. What to do? Who is responsible for that? Oh, we supposed to appoint secretaries first. Sorry, my bad. Fali is the chief secretary, right? Okay. Baines, which department you want? Alright. Zarisha, which one you want? Okay. Faith, what you want? Oh gosh. Right. Yeah, right. And then this social contract that they have, that they said what purpose of the social contract is if any of the assemblymen misbehave, that is to treat it. And again, I ask the question: is it that you do not have confidence or faith in the integrity of your candidates, that you believe somebody going and try to fill their pockets? Because you realize after the first 4 years, when the Tobagonians realized that all you are a bunch of crooks and all you skullduggery, that you mightn't get a second term. So let me see every man for himself and the devil take the hindmost when we open the vault door. Everybody take where you could, you know. Fix yourself.
Free for all, man.
Yeah. I would say to anyway. You know, I would just say this, you see the ex-gratia payment? All who planning to vote for it because of the ex-gratia payment, you're all chopping. Man tell you again only $1,000 ex-gratia payment, right? One-time payment for Christmas, so you can buy a ham and lamb and jam and, you know, whatever it is, it could afford. But all you're paying union dues every month $100, so you're paying the PSA $1,200. You get a discount this year, you get back $1,000, so you're still in the whole $200, right? You take it $1,000 from PHA money to give you. You're still in the hole, so it's your money giving you back. Well, you're so chirping while you're taking that chain up. Really? Come now, man. I thought the big onions had made more sense than that. Like, disappointed me, man. I can't understand it, no, Bruce. Meanwhile, all again, only 1,000 next Russia. How much 1,000 he get it? How much contract Blackstone going and get? So, Wasa will no longer be Blackstone only client? Wait and see. Alright. Well, I have no problem with that. Now we rather suffer under Watson and suffer under Rowley. I'm making sense. Okay? Just remember. They said THA workforce. Anyway, I will do that Sunday. Let me see. Yeah, Sunday for that. But we continue to our guests. Coffee wants Tobagonians not to trust Jupol, all right? Well, apparently, from what I'm seeing, I have a lot of Tobagonians, Bruce, who need bolife, flambeau, candle, torchlight, anything else, right? To see what the PDP is. And they need all of that in the daylight, in addition to the sunlight. They need all them things. Before we talking night, yeah. The sunlight is the enough for them. They don't live on that thing. But anyway, I think today's the anniversary, I think, of Satmaraja's death. I believe. November something. Yeah. Well, and also let me extend condolences to the Catholic community on the passing of Father Defoe. I would have seen it in a group chat that I'm in. He would have taught at St. Mary's College, my alma mater, for many years, as well as Fatima. So I would have been following the progress, or lack thereof, of his health situation over the last few days. I think he may have had COVID, but Father Reginald Defoe, CSSP, Holy Ghost Father, is no more. Right? So condolences again to the Holy Ghost Father's order, and to the Catholic community by extension. Right. There was one other thing I wanted to touch on quickly, right? Which is I was planning to talk about that a couple Sundays ago, and I opted instead to play should probably send this for you. Anyway, I will do that. Where is this? Where's this? I know I see this right. Anything yet? No?
Nope, not yet.
I hope she didn't have cold feet, but anyway. She doesn't strike me as one, but maybe, yeah. So, Ralph Maraj, former Minister of Foreign Affairs under the PNM, wrote an article a couple weeks ago, the 6th of November actually, entitled Shaming the Nation, in which he took another jab, another swipe, as per usual, at Dr. Rowley. And some people, for those of you who may have missed it, I know, I don't like to hear nothing from Ralph Maraj. I don't like to hear it either, but I find, when I saw this article, I was planning to read it, as I said, and I did. And it reads, whenever a contrast has arisen between Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and Barbadian Prime Minister Mia Mottley, Rowley has fallen woefully short and sadly humiliated Trinidad and Tobago. There were 2 occasions last year. During the pandemic, 33 retired nationals missed the deadline to return home by a few hours and were stranded in Barbados. Bridgetown reached out to Port of Spain to urge that we take our citizens, but our government refused. The Barbados government was stunned, but had to make a humanitarian decision. Had they denied our citizens landing rights, these people would have had to return to England, where thousands were dying from COVID. The Rowley administration was brutally uncaring. Thankfully, Mia Mottley was humane. Her government received our citizens and placed them in mandatory quarantine, and there was universal relief. I wrote, "Thank you, Barbados." Mia Mottley and her cabinet should hold their heads high at all international fora. Rowley and his bunch should wear sackcloth and ashes for brutality against their own citizens. And they have diminished our nations in the eyes of the world. And last year, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi made an offer of vaccine donations to countries. The proactive Mia Mottley immediately sourced 200,000 vaccines from New Delhi, 100,000 donated. She shared the gift with her CARICOM neighbors, giving 2,000 to Trinidad and Tobago, again demonstrating statesmanship and leadership in CARICOM. Rowley accepted the vaccines, but sneered, "Our Caribbean neighbors have got gifts, but when you go asking for a gift, that's not a gift, you're begging." He was not going to vaccinate his population by begging. With such unbelievable crassness and insensitivity, he again shamed Trinidad and Tobago. He did it last week at COP26 in Glasgow. Both he and Mia Mottley were there, and Mottley had something to say for herself and her country on dealing with climate change. With solar panels sprouting from buildings everywhere in Barbados, her government developed their National Energy Policy 2019-2030 to achieve 100% renewable energy. It now has a solar photovoltaic industry, and Barbados is today the top user of electric vehicles per capita in the Caribbean. The IDB also considers Barbados a best practice model for the Caribbean in dealing with coastal erosion by building headlands, breakwater, you can forget it. Is it any surprise, therefore, that Mottley was a lead speaker at the opening ceremony of COP26, where she was a massive hit? Keith Rowley was largely unnoticed or ignored, not surprising. The world knows it took 6 years before his energy minister could express commitment to the development of renewable energy. And for years, I called for renewables policy with regulatory arrangements, investment incentives, etc. I encouraged the government to read the Barbados document. I emphasized the vast potential for economic diversification and development in an industry that has already created over 12 million jobs worldwide. And that with our vast potential in wind and solar, we should be at the forefront of our global energy transition. But our dinosaur prime minister perpetuated the nation's endemic dependence on oil and gas, major contributors to the environmental Armageddon being visited on humanity. It took him 6 years, and only with COP26 approaching, bringing the prospect of financing for Rowley to start considering a solar project with 3 oil multinationals. With credentials, what credentials could such a leader have at COP26? No wonder Rowley delivered his address to an almost empty hall, while Mia had a full audience and was pictured receiving plaudits after from world leaders Joe Biden, Boris Johnson, Narendra Modi, and Justin Trudeau, while her riveting speech was replayed around the world. Mia's address was electric, having her audience either transfixed with attention or nodding in agreement. She was passionate, convincing, speaking with conviction and against a background of commitment to the cause. She was sharp, incisive, innovative, and familiar enough with her material to be conversational at times, augmenting her communication. She was in complete contrast to Rowley talking of his commitment to fighting climate change. Imagine this man telling the world of his ambitious plans aimed at diversifying our economy away from oil and gas. And for 6 years, he expressed annoyance with the idea, making this outburst. I keep hearing diversification. It's an annoying word. For 6 years, a major theme of Rowley's administration was our oil, our gas, our future, even mollycoddling a brutal dictator next door to advance the fossil fuel industries. Rowley thinks the world is not aware of what is happening in TNT. We should consider confining his speaking appearance to Pigot's Corner, where he could mesmerize his audience. In Glasgow last week, he again shamed the nation. This is Ralph Mirage. I know they love to talk about Singapore, and we should have been like Singapore, right? Or Dubai. Well, if he was in either one of these two countries, right now, he would have been back up in a corner, hoping not to drop the soup. That's what he would have. Yeah? This man is a disgrace. And he calls himself a patriot. Right? Always attacking the Prime Minister left, right, and center. You're praising Mia Mottley. As I said, Mia Mottley is the flavor of the month. So it roll over from October to November. But what he wouldn't talk about is the fact that the great Mia Mottley, who is the Minister of Finance in Barbados, has not read a budget speech in 2 years. The last budget speech in Barbados was in 2019. She's the Minister of Finance. Public expenditure, no parliamentary scrutiny of public expenditure. You feel like it happened here? You think Colin say, well, because of COVID, we're not having a budget this year? The whole country are rain holes on him. Oh Lord, come on, they have a field day that right everybody and anybody they could think about. The leadership. Yes. The thief in the money. That's why they don't want to come to Parliament for the Standard Finance Committee to scrutinize and see what they're spending the money on. All of that we would have here. But in the Great Barbados, the Great Mia Mottley, no budget, 2 years. We praising that. And she's a good talker. That's all it is, talk. So she knows how to pick, and I have no issues with Miss Mottley. She knows how to pick topics that could, appeal to the emotions of the people. What are the issues that people have problem with that could talk about? Banking sector, and everybody know them blasted bank and them is a bunch of rip-off. Taking people money and they're giving you 2 cents in interest and then taking $15 in service fees every month. They're no good. They already discussed that issue. And why that is probably the first and last you're gonna hear from Mia Mottley with respect to that. So she gained plaudits and clap and all kind of thing for that. Right? Half all you was praising you hear that speech? I was listening to one of them urban stations. You know them urban DJs and them. Why you hear that speech? But that was speech. Yeah. Ask them what did she talk about. You understand what she said? You understand? You understand nothing, no. But they hear this one say, yeah, but that was speech. Yeah. Right. But code red to this one and code red to that one and all that. Great. But 2 of the countries that you felt code red for weren't even there. So they probably in here, Vladimir Putin and President Xi, probably in hear that speech. They don't even know who the hell Mia Mottley is. And they ain't care to him. They're doing what it is that they have to do to protect their economies. And if protecting their economies means that you will not accomplish that 1.5 or that 1.5 will result in the melting of polar ice caps and so on and rising sea levels that could sink Barbados, well, to hell with them. President Xi ever went Barbados? Vladimir Putin ever went Barbados? You feel they care to go there? No. All the lofty speech and so on. What they doing? Mia Mottley could afford to talk that talk because her economy is not based on oil and gas. Her economy is not dependent on revenues for oil and gas to survive. So it is much easier for them. Their carbon footprint is not the size of ours. And it's going to take a hell of a lot more for Trinidad and Tobago to be able to move away from oil and gas. So when they want to talk about this diversification and like the Prime Minister, I fed up about that too. And I continue to make the point, it is not the responsibility of the government to lead the charge in diversification, because there are a number of other areas that have been identified as having potential to lead the diversification thrust. And the private sector is not doing anything about it. When you decide to start a business, Bruce, you need to pick up your phone and call Dr. Rowley and ask him for permission. You had to call Colmenbert and ask him for permission. All of these millionaires who had their businesses and all over the place, when they decided to start their business, none of them called the government to ask for permission. None of them called the government to ask for guidance.
Sure, right.
So what is this nonsense about as the government and the government? That's foolishness. When the government tried to do it under Mr. Manning, when he tried to establish agriculture with the mega farms, what did the UNC do when they came into office in 2010? Shut it down. Give one man 100 acres to plant onions, say he go in and export onions. And the next thing you know, he pave a chunk of the land, hosting Carnival Fete, put up a cafe, so you could go down there now and get your breakfast, your lunch, and so on. For those of you who live down on that side and you that's what you want to have your breakfast in the ambience of the trees, you know, you like to see the little bamboo and so on. Yes, you could go down there and do that. Part of the land is now being rented by a certain big businessman to store heavy equipment. Prime arable lands, right? Don't forget. Yes. Guava Road farmers and them, Richie and them boys who came into this very studio 2014, 2015 to talk about what was going on, where the big tractors come and bulldoze all the people's crops that was ready for to be reaped to go to market. Heap up, we saw the videos, heap up all the people and them crops in our corner. Why? So you could give one man 4 acres. The same 1% all your costing today, you could give him 4 acres so he could build a car park. You forget them thing? All they want to talk diversification. What the hell the people did for diversification? Ralph Murrah just, anyway, let me keep it radio friendly, right? So you want to talk 6 years, and this Prime Minister, this whatever. But it was the People's Partnership that gave generous concessions to the energy companies and for them to come and drill more, find more oil and find more gas, and don't pay no tax until 2024.
Yeah, boy.
And you don't talk about that. But you want to come and tell me, well, is the PNM in office now and it's not the People's Partnership. What the PNM current dilemma is as a result of what the PP did in 2010 and 2015. But they don't ever like to accept that, you know. I continue to ask. You all took the exchequer account, the deficit from 10 billion to 33. Despite having the highest energy revenues in the country's history, what are money spent on? Olebella headquarters for the Ministry of, for licensing office in Caroni. $230-something million was spent on that. Right? Rohan Sinanan came in. What was left over from that budget was $39 million. And with that, he was able to open smaller licensing offices across the country. $39 million. Well, they put up a big monstrosity in Caroni for $234 million. We get value for that money? It amazes me when I hear them talking about NGC. Oh, the government wastes $200-something million. And that money in these times could have gone to help the poor. Okay. Could have gone to help the poor. But you know, the government did not make an attempt to save Train 1 here. You know what? They want to, we tell all they want to do is to turn Point Lisa into a graveyard. That's what they're already saying that. All the jobs, they made no attempt. How many more people going on the bread line because they allow the Train 1 to go through? People have learned to be go have a 10% shareholding in Train 1. And why didn't the government try to negotiate to purchase the train and whatnot and whatnot? Okay. All the gas that they're going to get from the Manatee field, right? And we hear people saying, what is the PNM legacy? After 6 years, what is Rowley's legacy? Well, one of the legacies that Rowley will have is the fact that after 20 some odd years, trying to negotiate this Loran Manatee field, finally an MOU will be signed so that we can start monetizing that gas at a time when we need it most. That will be part of his legacy. Kamla couldn't do it. It didn't happen under Mr. Manning, right? But Keith Rowley will get it completed. Notwithstanding the level of ingratitude that we are seeing now in Tobago, the fact of the matter is that Keith Rowley would be the Prime Minister who would be credited with putting the most number of vessels on the sea bridge. Working vessels.
True that.
Keith Rowley did that. Right? Keith Rowley did that. Roxborough Fire Station, or the police station, the hospital in Roxborough, all of these things that were built. But people saying, they ain't do nothing in Tobago. The PNM ain't do nothing. All they're doing is suffering people. Really? Really? Okay. Just remember the THA workforce is too large. Who has been in charge of the THA for the last 21 years? PNM, and who hired these people? PNM, and so plenty earlier talking about the PNM do not know all the suffering and whatnot. You all have a job today because the PNM policy. It was not PNM policy that the THA workforce is too large. And we need to address that the private sector needs to hire people. Really? So they're going to pick up the phone and call Mr. Warner and tell him he needs to hire 50 people from the THA? They're going to pick up the phone and call Stumpy and tell him, hey, I'm sending 40 people for your hardware. You need to hire them? That's what they're going to do? They're going to call up Mr. Azar and tell him, hey, you need to hire 100 people in your restaurants or in your casino. You could do that. Hey, Watson, that what you're going to do? Pick up the phone and call this one and call that one. Call the partner and say, take 100 now. How much you could take? 50? Alright, that's sending them there for you. Hey, get them 50 pink slip there. That is it. Today's the last day of the work. Get them their 1,000 next batch and tell them go their way. Nobody to come tomorrow.
Hey.
Yeah. Partly that's how you do it there, Bruce. Yeah, I didn't do that.
People not taking that man serious. If you know, watching the boy, he's saying what he's saying and nobody not paying that proper attention to that boy.
Yeah. So to all those young people who they're promising, you know, because Franca Cordner, who I interviewed last week, she said it. All them young people telling her they want a early morning walk. I heard Faith B. Israel say the same thing. Same thing, young people telling her they want a early morning walk. So, why are you doing that when you call up the private sector? Why are you doing that? Calling up, what is this, penny savers? Yeah, we have 50 people here, we're going to Lego tomorrow. We're looking for work for them. But they only want early morning work. So, by 11 they must be finished. That's how this works? Yeah, Watson? Farley? Really? Okay. Well, Bruce, I don't know if you're going up to Tobago before December 6th, but if you're going, let me know. I'll get 2 pack of candles and I might buy 3 or 4 torchlight. So, you can carry. Yeah. So some of these people could see clearly what they can't see right now. But, as I said before, the only benefit really is that over the course of the next 4 years, when you all see the level of incompetence, but I still wouldn't hold out open. Because this man will come in, mash up the whole party, and they will still vote for him. Because I know he has aspirations come 2025 to run for one of the 2 Tobago seats for central government again. Right? Very much so. You know, but he tell me otherwise. That man's aspiration, he tell himself he could be prime minister. And he realizes that given the closeness of the seats in Trinidad, that those 2 Tobago seats could make a significant difference, and he could make himself kingmaker. The PNM's policy has always been, we win alone, we lose alone, we stand alone. So we have no negotiation with the PNM for him to become no prime minister. He will not become prime minister on a PNM ticket. Right? So is with the P20. And they're so thirsty to get back into the treasury that even if it means that they have to capitulate and can give Watson the position of prime minister, they will do it. Once they could eat our food. Right? Because they know he'll turn a blind eye. Alright. Yeah. And that is his ultimate ambition. Don't be fooled. Man call himself kingmaker and he will crown himself. And they realize that those 2 Tobago seats have the potential. Because just remember, back in 1995, it was the Tobago seats that was responsible for the establishment of a government. When we had the 17-17-2 and the 2 Tobago seats joined with Pandey. Yeah. That was Mr. Robinson Nicholson, right? Joined with Mr. Pandey, made Mr. Pandey prime minister. And the rest is history. We know what came out of that. According to Bob Lindquist, the greatest corruption scandal ever to hit Trinidad and Tobago. That's what Bob Lindquist, Canadian forensic auditor Bob Lindquist described it. In the history of Trinidad and Tobago, that Piarco Airport scandal was the greatest of all time. Yeah? And it seems that Watson would like to repeat. So it was 1995. So we're looking at 2025. So 30 years later. Let me see what's going to happen. Right? If Tobago is going to put the UNC back into power. right? Because remember, it's not just Watson alone, but I'm sure someone will love to see Watson sitting at the helm of government in this country, right? And then no Auditor General report, because just remember PSC outstanding audits from 2014 to 2020. So, the same Auditor General report I like to talk about that will unearth and uncover malfeasance in governance. Forget about it. Bruce, not nobody guess?
Well,
she probably tired from yesterday with all that bacchanal and so.
Probably. So
well, I guess we could have already like. I mean,
Yeah. Actually, I was supposed to run and open downstairs and come back. I didn't want to go in case the guests had came.
Right. Yeah. Understood.
I've seen some things coming in there. I know you've seen it too.
Yeah.
So let me run downstairs and open and come back.
Right.
Right. So.
Right, so we were supposed to have as our guest this morning, I think, Nadine Stewart Phillips, but we've not seen her as yet. As you know, usually around this time, 7 o'clock, we would the last couple of weeks we've been interviewing some of the PNM candidates to hear from them what they intend to offer the people of Tobago should they be successful come December 6th. What plans they have in place, and certainly we have been hearing about the plans from the PNM. I continue to ask if anybody could point me to where I could get a copy of the PDP manifesto. I would be very grateful. So I'm seeing here, let's see, okay. Autonomy versus secession. As we know, Mr. Duke has in the past made mention of the fact that he is inclined towards secession. He's not interested in that chief secretary's stupidness when their own prime minister for Tobago, their own chief justice, their own judiciary, their own airport authority, and their own everything. And the question has been asked before, should the PDP be successful come December 6th? And Mr. Duke is made secretary of some division. Is he going to remain as the head of the PSA? Because as Jenny would have pointed out to us, and rightly so, as an administrator on the Executive Council of THA, Mr. Duke will now become employer. And he cannot be employer and union leader, because it's basically himself to himself negotiating with himself, right? So he has spoken about secession. The PNM has focused on the issue of autonomy, giving Tobago more responsibility for the management of its own finances. And so I would just touch quickly here on what are the benefits of autonomy, and what autonomy means versus what secession means. If you're talking secession, it basically means that Tobago is going to be standing alone, which is what Mr. Duke wants. Prime ministership by any means necessary. If I can't get it through the what currently exists, Trinidad and Tobago, then I will mash up the whole thing. File for divorce, right? Trinidad go its separate way, Tobago goes its separate way, and it's easier now for me to become Prime Minister of Tobago. So secession will mean that Tobago will have nothing to get from any central government, and the budget subsidies are gone, so that 2-point-some-odd billion that Tobago now gets from the national coffers would be no more. And we often heard again, taking China from the likes of the James brothers, I think they are brothers. So I believe that Tobago has the potential to earn its own income with respect to energy and so on. But as I say, you don't just go out in a boat and clap twice and gas and oil come out from under the sea and you sell it, right? There needs to be the establishment of infrastructure and so on. So in any event, it's going to take a number of years to establish that anyway. Where's the income going to come from in the interim, right? All was complaining about when the sea bridge crashed and so on, and how the Tobago economy suffered. If that stops, because secession means that that any support that Tobago gets from Trinidad central government will cease. And if the what happened with the sea bridge is any indication, right? Even after that short period of time, the inconvenience that Tobagonians would have suffered as a result of that, multiply that by how many times, okay? Under, as it currently stands, under the Tobago autonomy model, Tobago is guaranteed 6.8 to 8% of the national budget. Tobago will also be allowed to determine their political status, freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development, and they will have the power to make laws of peace, order, and good governance in Tobago through the Tobago Executive Council, right? And they would be responsible for the legislature. You would also have the Tobago Service Commission to appoint persons to hold or act in office. You would also have free movement between Trinidad and Tobago, subsidized water, electricity, and healthcare. Again, remember the assets, T and Tech, the Trinidad and Tobago Electricity Commission. I don't know if Watson planned to form the Tobago Electricity Commission, but there are implications for that. Assets that are owned by T and Tech, which is a duly registered company. Okay, so it's not just that easy. Must need to understand that. Then there's of course the issue with subsidized healthcare again. So if they find that right now the size of the THA workforce is too large, imagine what would happen under secession.
Wow.
11 nautical miles, with greater share of maritime resources and also the power to borrow and invest. Under secession, laws will be made by Watson and Parley. Right. When you are the employer, Bruce, and you are also the head of the union, how Watson doing that? So he gonna run up in his office, right? Jump up on the desk, the bullhorn. Watson, listen to me, eh? I want 10%. And then he go jump down and sit down in the chair. What 10% you telling me about? Eh? What 10%? Then you jump back up on the desk again with the megaphone. We here telling you, I will shut down the place, I'll shut it down. You hear what I say, Watson? Hold on. Go back and sit down. Yeah, himself to himself.
Then you go here and knock on the door.
Yeah.
Chief, everything all right in there?
Yeah. I run up in Pali office. Pali, let me tell you something, right? I represented us here, right? We're not settling for nothing less than 15%. Right, and then he walk back out and he come back in. This time as secretary due.
Yes.
We go like, nah, 15% thing. No, we can't do that. We walk out and said, he walk back out and come back in as you the leader do. A big circus, right? And Pali talking about he will sanction what's due because what's due is also falls under this social contract. Really? I will deal with that Sunday too. I brought it at 7:30. I guess we could open the lines. You know, a bunch of jokers. Yeah, a bunch of jokers. Himself to himself. Not making sense. Because from what I understand, I saw something on Facebook yesterday. See that pay packet that the president of the PSA getting? That hard to give up. And in fact, the PSA president makes more money than a THA secretary. Right?
Oh.
Yes. So I do think that's a significant trade-off. Now, the only thing I could think of, I just assuming, right, is, well, I will install who I want as PSA president, right, and I will make arrangements where, they know you have to give me a portion of that money. So the difference between what I'm making as a THA secretary and what I was making as head of the PSA, you need to give me that. But then I have to know who paying you that salary, but on the side, that money come in every month, a bag of money. Eh? Make sure I need to maintain my standard of living. We feel I never take a. What was it that said I didn't take a vow of poverty? Boss, I'm a boss. I remember that. Ain't going back to Wassa for nobody for me to get no report to nobody. For nobody to be telling me what to do. To account to no supervisor. I slap him across the head. Bali, you better buy a helmet.
Yeah.
We're getting real carpet, left, right, and center.
A big one too.
Yeah.
Real big one. Guys, we are going to do an obituary, and when I return, we'll open up the lines and start taking your calls. So we'll be right back. The Street 909 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Vera Komabach, aka Ice Cream Lady, who departed this life at the age of 92 years on Sunday, the 7th of November 2021 at the San Fernando General Hospital. She'll be lovingly remembered as the daughter of the late Imelda Thomas and Richard Hyacinth, wife of the late Jonathan Bramble, mother of Janice Laverne Nelson, Hollis Scott, Helen Bramble, and Fimba Patrick, deceased. Sister of Carmen Scott, deceased, Verna, Jean, Stella, Melancy, Leon, Peter, and Otto. Aunt of Cheryl, Derek, and many others. Cousin of Cynthia, Cicely, deceased, and many others. In-law of MacDonald Scott. Relative of the Thomas, Hyacinth, and Komabach families. Friend of St. Louis, the Curtin, Alexander, Campbell, Gregory, and Fox families. The funeral service for the late Vera Komabach, aka Ice Cream Lady, will take place on Tuesday, the 16th of November 2021. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462.
Ranking, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
So welcome back. As we get ready to take your calls, you can call us on 342-0081 and 466-5391. Those are the numbers to call. You can call me up, and guys, remember to be mindful of others. Right, so the lines are now open. Hello. Good morning.
Morning, sir. Morning. Bruce, Dominic, good morning. You know, I have two things I want to ask for the people of Tobago. Now, Mr. Duke wants to get secession and go on his own. But then you also say you want to reduce the THA amount of employees that they have there, the THA staff. So if that is so, who or how is he going to get people to be employed other than the THC when they're the substantial employer of the country? Remember, he ran Sandals. So does he think that now the same man that runs Sandals, from giving you all a little bit of independence in employment, in private employment, you think now Sandals, that he, the man who run them, is going to come back to deal with that? That's A. And B, Dominic, if the man say he wants to be prime minister, so who go? It ain't going to THA, right? So where Farley going and be? I want the people to be able to think about that. Will Farley be? If Duke is the prime minister there and they have no more THA, what will he be doing? Gentlemen, have a nice day.
You just say a deputy essential.
Guys, call me up 342-081-466-5391. Oh boy. Hey, so nobody calling, so play some parang then. Hey, ain't them only calling up, playing some parang.
Where my Tobago callers? Where now, Tobago on?
Yes, Tobago is on.
Okay.
All right, I said, caller, nice. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce and Dominic.
Morning.
Morning. Yes, we have a good batch of tyrants standing up on political podiums right through. And I want to be tyrant on the side, selling little jobs, just discussing the Prime Minister and disparaging too. Remember that Dr. Capildori was warning, he was telling the English government that tyranny can become enshrined on the altar of popular rule. Right? But when you have characters like Kamala and Duke, who doing so much injury and destruction in this country, you can't identify them as nothing other than tyrants, because they're destroying this country. Imagine you run a company and say, well, when you become Prime Minister, you'll bring them back. This kind of tyrannical behavior we really don't need in this country, and the big onions ought to pay attention, because when Kamala came in, any person that looked like PNM, they fired. That should be ringing in their ears right through, because Duke sit within that same cabal. He went out, he was in Parliament under Kamala and them. You all remember that?
Yeah, he said there's a temporary senator under the UNC.
Remember Dr. Rowley said birds of a feather flock together, and they fly together also. The same kind of mischief they indulge in. People be warned. Take heed, these times are very serious times, and they have other people outside there waiting to come here and take over for us, because they know a lot of us doing stupidness. Y'all have a good day.
Yeah, take care. 342-0081-466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Uncle Bruce, good morning. How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, Mount St. George? Are they cool?
Yes, I'm good, man. Yeah, Uncle Dominic, good to hear your voice. I didn't hear you Sunday. I don't know what went on. Yeah, but let me talk first, Uncle Dominic. I like how you spoke about this gentleman, because I did write something about it. Uncle, at 65 years, you know what COVID could do to people like us who are 65 and over. And you going and vote because of a beach not open for you to bathe. I am very, very sorry for you, my brother, because you don't care anything about your children, your grandchildren, and even your great-grand if it happen. I'm very, very, very sorry for you as a Tobagonian. What a shame. The gentleman that just called before this one day, when Mr. Watson, you become the Prime Minister, don't worry, Fali is going to be the Chief Secretary stupidness. So don't worry, that is what he said. Because he's pushing Fali to be the Chief Secretary now. So when he become the Prime Minister, he'll be the Chief Secretary stupidness. Right? Again, Uncle Dominic, I like how he spoke about Mr. Rasmaral, because on his program that he does be with on a Monday evening, it was read, that same thing was read out, and he said he stand by every word. He stand by every word. Mr. Rasmaral, you have been so unfair, so unjust, and brutal against Dr. Rowley. But don't worry, he's still your Prime Minister, and he will be the Prime Minister until when the Lord say he can't be the Prime Minister anymore. Why you don't leave Trinidad and Tobago and go and live in Barbados? You all just talk all kind of rubbish, and you all still have to say Prime Minister Dr. Rowley, no matter what you all do. And you all not leaving and go to the countries that you all are bad talking him and say this one. Why you don't go and live with Miss Mary Motley? Come on. Tobago people, Mount St. George people, our candidate is Mr. Charles Adams. You all vote on December 6th. And I'm saying much, you all vote for Mr. Charles Adams and the rest of the PNM candidates to be in the House of Assembly the day after the 6th of December, because many of you all going to come back and say, oh, we didn't know and we didn't know and we didn't hear this and we didn't think, and we give them a chance. Okay, you know what Farley said? Give us a chance, and if we fail, fire us. If you so want a chance, and within 4 years you're going to fail, why are you condemning PNM for 21 years? You understand? When you go there, you're supposed to stay there for the next 50 years. So come on.
Thank you, Monson George. Let's see. Paula, good morning.
Morning, bro.
Morning.
Paul Money.
Hey, is he?
Morning, Sean. Which part of it? I don't know this thing. I don't know. Bruce, Dominic, I'll call this morning to wish my wife she listens to all right now. Happy birthday.
Yeah, man.
Alright? Yeah. So all I can do too, she didn't measure feeling. I'm coming to see you for them. Dominic and Bruce. Wish you happy birthday.
Happy birthday to your lovely wife, my friend.
Indeed, we do have this singer this morning to give melody rendition.
She said thanks.
Happy birthday to her.
But back onto the topic. But I just want to be good and to remember that all the promises the PDP making, the UNC made it before in 2010, and all let's see what happened. We pray, we beg, we all kind of thing together them because we could not handle the next 5 years. When that time came to an end for the UNC, the PP government, we all breathed a sigh of relief. All remember that, Dominic? All remember that, Bruce?
Yeah.
We all breathed a sigh of relief. All they don't make this again and for Watson do that derelict, that backslider. You understand? Don't make that mistake and put him in Tobago, you know, because all they will regret it. Listen, it have no time for regret. It's a small country, Trinidad and Tobago. It have no secession in this country from Tobago, leaving Trinidad. You understand? What you can mad. Although don't make that mistake, don't regret what we did regret. Watch Kamala and them throw back this country so much years behind, all that thieving. You know, right now, if they didn't thief all them billions of dollars, we're like further advance. All the things we suffering now, we will not be suffering because I have money in treasury, but the thief. So people, Tobago, always do the right thing. Forget this extra payment. Forget that. You understand? That is only mama gets them. You understand? Do it. Listen, the PNM all. You remember what one time Bruce and Dominic, the sea bridge was a problem? What happened now?
Mm-hmm.
You know them talking about it, right? We have that boats galore. Dr. Rowley, the Prime Minister, is fixing the problem in Tobago, wherever problem it had and wherever it have now. Keep our Prime Minister, keep Tobago, flying the PNM flag. You understand? Don't regret what we regret here from 2010 to 2015 Tobago. Please. You understand? I beg you all you. I always grew up, my father is a Tibigonian. I always grew up hearing that Tibigonians have brain, they have sense, they're bright. I always say that this is all the time to prove all yourself. Right? So all you do the right thing. Vote PNM. Great as the PNM and we shall prevail. I go on.
Yeah, man.
Happy birthday to my wife.
And with that, guys, we get ready to go pay some bills and we will be right back. So keep it locked to the Street 909 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy with Mr. Dominic Romain and Bruce Wayne, and we'll be right back. Keep it locked.
You got it clicked out on you, right?
I'll check and see.
Alright.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpson's Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families and honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Open road songs we know, cruising to nowhere. Free your mind, just recline and go with the flow. Who needs a plan? Take my hand. Our stories will find us. My shiny caravan, and there's nowhere that I'd rather be than any place with you. My shiny caravan, and there's nowhere that I'd rather be than any place with you.
Shandy Carib, refreshed for life.
Welcome the Christmas holidays this year with quality and attractive furniture from Stylist Furniture Limited. 2 locations, 51 Rushwood Street, San Fernando, and 101 Crackness Village in Princestown. Select from a wide range of contemporary furniture to enhance your homes. Now open on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call today, 652-2542. Season's greetings to all our customers and friends from Stylist Furniture Limited. Stylist Furniture Limited. For the style in you.
What is Apex? It is the pinnacle of high-performance vision through a lens. It's clarity, no matter what angle you look at. It's comfort, no matter what you do all day, every day. And it's customized, with every digital measurement your eyes require to see at their very best. Apex Digital Lenses by Value Optical, the ultimate lens design for your eyes. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes.
Bring the songs, bring the laughter, bring the gifts, bring the partner, bring the rings, bring the coasters, bring the glass and the chasers. Christmas will be brighter when we all get together. Sharing plans and mixing flavors with the ones from Memphis to pour a drink and bring the joy. Raise a glass and bring the joy. Make a toast and bring the joy. Yeah, bring the joy with Angostura. Make this a Christmas like no other. Bring the joy with Angostura rums.
Hey, hush him out now, boy. Why you rush?
Is everything okay with Kyle?
Yeah, it's just his bad knee acting up again.
Hey, Kyle. Ooh, sounds like your knee is a royal pain in the ass. I fixed my knee and eliminated my joint pain using Himalaya Joint Care and Turmeric.
Of course, Himalaya Joint Care and Turmeric. Joint Care and Turmeric from Himalaya, providing clinically studied supplements for over 85 years. Himalaya since 1930.
Something extraordinarily exciting is happening all over the country. The Multiplier X Effect.
NLCB Scratch players have been extremely ecstatic as they can maximize their winnings up to 17.5 million in cash with the new Multiplier Trio of Games.
Okay. For just $10, $20, and $50, play the trio of 10X, 20X, and 50X games for a chance to win your way to 17.5 million in cash and up to 45 chances to win.
The new Multiplier Trio. Play all 3 and multiply the excitement today.
Players must be 18 years and older. Please play responsibly.
The Huddle Room reopens in partnership with Maracas Bacon Shock on Monday, October 18th. That's right, seaside flavor is in Central. Bacon Shock, aloo pies, kingfish, shrimp, and a daily menu of lunchtime favorites like stew chicken, macaroni pie, curry chicken, pilau, and so much more. Follow The Huddle Room and taste Maracas on social media. Bacon Shock is served from 10 a.m. and lunches from 11 a.m. We'll see you and your taste buds on Monday. The Huddle Room and Maracas Bacon Shock, the best of both worlds.
Police, good day. Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division?
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I could buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arabita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
Alright, thanks boss. Nah man. Granny,
do you have $488 to lend, man?
After all the talk during the week, don't switch off on the weekend and keep it on the street. It's classic soca and classic kaiso when you're liming with the live wire on Saturdays from 5 to 7 p.m. only on the street 919 FM. Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Friday afternoon from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the street 919 FM every Friday from 5:05 p.m. Tune in and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the street 919 FM this and every Friday from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. It's time that you live.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. all-night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
We got this. I cannot wait for election morning. Tell them why. Tell them why. I'm dipping down to me elbow, darling. Yeah. So right now, let me fix up. Come on, now we link up. We no friend, now we build up. Till Tobago as one. From the country they know. The people them all is the way that we love. Proper representation. Like, hey, we got this. We got this. We got this. DNA. We got this. We got this. We got this. Whoa, 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 yeah.
December 6th, take no chance. Protect your future. Vote PNM. Great is the PNM.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Pay attention to your fees. Understanding the fee structure and the amount you have been paying on a monthly or even annual basis in regards to fees associated with financial services is extremely important. Account service fees, annual financial planning service fees, investment account management fees, you name it. If you haven't reviewed and audited your fees yet, I recommend that you sit down and make this a priority. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of 14th November 2021 stands at new positive cases 345, total active cases 6,831, total recovered patients 53,578, total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 62,267. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
The EBC is justifying not using the Providence seat, which is the green seat here, because they don't want to fragment communities within that seat.
What?
Now, one would ask, why did the EBC not go and create a seat here?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
You damn stupid.
Nobody lives there.
Miss Maria, when you going this time? Miss Marcia, when you going with all them big box in my van? Oh God, Miss Vonette, all that cloth you're wearing. Other people never fit in the van, you know. Look, Miss Alicia, come at 5 quattro. All the woman is trouble, boy.
So guys, welcome back. I have a bit of information for you before we go a step further. This Christmas, load up your sleigh with a home entertainment system from DirecTV. Simply purchase a prepaid kit, then activate and top up 30 days for your chance to win. Enter now and start dashing through the shows with DirecTV Prepaid. Do you know your legal rights? Do you have burning legal questions you always wanted the answers for? Then let's talk legal. Join us here on the Street 909 FM as we discuss legal information and administration at its finest every Monday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. and Thursdays from 10:05 a.m. to 10:35 a.m. as we discuss matters pertaining to you. Let's Talk Legal is brought to you by the L. Daniel & Associates Legal Administrative Firm. Let's Talk Legal, democratizing law. The L. Daniel & Associates, located on Taylor Street, Woodbrook. Our opening hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Well, as soon as we reach Jade Monkey and then the beach, pass by Bagel Bar, then take a rest for later.
The Huddle Room is now open in collaboration with Maracas Bacon Shark. That's right. Seaside flavor is in Central. Bacon Shark, aloo pies, kingfish, shrimps, and a daily menu of lunchtime favorites like stewed chicken, macaroni pie, curry chicken, pilau, and so much more. Follow the Huddle Room and State Maracas on social media. Bacon Shark is served from 10 a.m. and lunches from 11 a.m. See you and your taste buds at the Huddle Room and Maracas Bacon Shark, the best of both worlds. Also call 488-BAKE or 75-SHARK in Port of Spain area.
It's all them big box machine we don't even
Welcome the Christmas holidays this year with quality and attractive furniture from Stylus Furniture Limited. Our 2 locations, 51 Rushwood Street, San Fernando, and 101 Cragnish Village in Princestown. Select from a wide range of contemporary furniture to enhance your homes. Now open on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call today at 652-2542. Season's greetings to all our customers and friends from Stylus Furniture Limited. Stylus Furniture Limited, for the style in you. Value Optical wishes to advise the public that all 13 branches will be open full-time to provide expert eye care services to you. All of our regular services are now available. For your safety, we continue to practice the established health and safety protocols, and we recommend that you make an appointment for all testing services. Please call us at 225-4865 or toll-free 800-2020 for all inquiries on opening hours, eye testing availability, and how we can assist your eye care needs. Value Optical, caring for your eyes.
Well, I met a new amiga who invite me to Chicago to show me how.
For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand, don't forget PowerMaster, Optima Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arapita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago off Claude Noel Highway. Just call 63 Tools.
We have to say a prayer. Lost in dignity, love nowhere. No phone reception to call for direction. All because the driver is a Spanish born in sour.
So welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Mr. Romain.
Yes, sir. You have my clip loaded there?
Yeah, I see you send my as they say a something here.
Yes.
Let me see how I'm playing this. Right. Nice. I'm gonna get it ready. Right. So you tell me when you're ready.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning to our Prime Minister. But you're not treating the country well. The most important thing that we're looking at is our beach. Either old man, 65 years old, and when the morning come, I don't want me to see bath. Because the reason why I don't want me to see bath is an old man, and the see us every out, and kids are really good like nobody in Trinidad and Tobago. He is for himself and himself alone. And also, I am giving gratitude to the Minister of National Security. Please, God, Rastafari, their work and mean work. Forget about people because he's thinking this country and the galaxy. Thank you all very much.
Tell us what's your name, sir?
Emmanuel Archie from Dalaford, the East, Tobago East. And all the way for what we do and his people. Even though we are suffering, let us find out what we do.
I thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, brother.
You know, it's like the... Anyway, look at that good. Look at that good.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, loud and clear.
Yes, you know we're suffering. We suffer under Watson. Well, all right. No problem. Oh, that's a different kind of suffering.
That's
okay.
So sad as in for me, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. All right, brother. All right. I hear you.
I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah, loud and clear, man. That's the way you feel.
Yeah. I don't know, if, as you said, if that's the way you feel, okay, no problem. If I want Watson and Tobago, please. Go ahead. We don't want to mention that. I'm going to take it.
Sure, right.
Come 2025, don't do that now. Don't do that now. Don't make it that after a significant portion of the population say we don't want Watson and we don't want the UNC. Or they come and give Watson 2 seats and then foist that on us. We don't want that, please. Okay? If all the alternative to that, if all want secession, fine. But don't do with that. Please. Okay? Tell all you. You can, Bruce, I buy a keg up picture in. Forget the carry to the big one. They can do light flambeau too. I do understand it, no? I don't.
So I guess because you can't go to the beach, you're basically suffering. Because that suffering you're talking about, and the fact that you know, and I'm saying the health team understands the way in which this virus spreads, especially when people congregate, go to the beaches and stuff like that. You know, I guess they're making you suffer too by trying to keep you alive as you say, as an old man. I don't know now, boy.
If Papi so want salt water, Papi go and buy a pigtail bucket, full it with water, buy 2 pounds of salt, throw in the bucket, mix it up, calabash, salt water. I don't understand. Really? So what happened? So you feel when you put Watson on December 6th and on December 7th, Watson say the beach open? He don't have that authority. That authority still rests with the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Okay? There's still Trinidad and Tobago. So if what give the PDP the vote on December 7th, Keith Rowley will still be the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, not Watson Duke.
Yeah, I do understand. Okay? Boy. And then if Dr. Hines' prediction is on point, the beaches will be open for even longer period.
Yeah.
So then what you gonna do? You're gonna suffer under
Arab blue soap, that bucket of water, Papi?
Nah, man.
And you say Arab blue soap?
I ain't looking
for blue.
I ain't looking for Uncle Day, man. I ain't looking for him there, man.
Yeah, but Bruce, unfortunately, there are a lot of other people like him who think in that same way. The beach,
Dominic.
The beach, Papi.
I need to tell you this, and I need to code it as best as possible because, as you know, we don't talk certain talk. So, now mind you, I ain't ashamed to say this family. I'm ashamed to a point, but this family of mine, right?
Right.
So while I was passing in front of them, and I wouldn't say where, I overheard them on the phone talking to somebody. I mind my business, I'm going down the road, but I hearing them. And they're telling this individual that if they do that, and you know what that are talking about,
yes,
then after a certain period of time, there wouldn't be no more. I'm talking in code here.
Right.
And when that happens, they, quote unquote, going to come and take the house. And it was at that point I stopped in my tracks, turned around to make sure that was my family talking. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? No, I went home. And I say, you know, Pop's home there. He in high spirits now, you know, because he getting to move around on you and thing. I say, let me not tell Mom. Let me tell Pops.
Right.
Let me see if I and Pops go have a laugh out of this.
Right.
But a little bit again and he killed my father with laughter, you know. Because he and okay, I believe what I telling him.
Right.
So you see, sometimes we hear things and we don't want to believe. That is what we hear. But Dominic, some of the reasons that persons give for the way they feel about different things is amazing. And I remember saying the other day that when you come and you check the majority of the people that have an issue with Dr. Rowley, when you check when you go deep and you dig deep, it's because PNM give them something they probably wanted and didn't get. they probably didn't know why, or they assuming why they did not get it. So with that now is grouse, is this, is that, is the other. You cannot tell me that you are not seeing the performance, and not because I am PNM. Come on, get Jackie Jacket now. You're not seeing the performance at the party? Really? You're not seeing the performance? Nah, man. Don't do me that.
I tell you, there are people who turn against the PNM because they didn't like how Dr. Rowley shake their hand. They find they should get a hug. So everybody will know that I know me and keep good.
Boy, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe because of this platform where I am as a DJ, I still do. Not it's just me here and my most modest. There are entertainers that I like. But then again, everybody reacts differently to the things that they like. And over the years, I get to learn and understand that, because whereas somebody may pass and they may see you, Dominic, and say, oh, Dominic, you know, and as well, and they're so excited that they finally get to meet Dominic in person. And years ago, before I reached in this area here, I didn't understand that. I really didn't understand. But then again now, coming into this platform, getting to know more people, you know, you're doing things, and then when you talk in the morning, people listen to you, and you get to understand how people really feel about you, and it's a good thing. You know, it's a really good thing. But I can't hate just for hating's sake. I can't do that. I dislike what the opposition is doing, because as far as I learn, the opposition is really supposed to, yes, the government's supposed to have the best interests of the people, and the opposition is supposed to have the best interests of the people with the decisions that the government make. Dominic, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong or no?
Oh, you're on the right track?
So, what the opposition really doing, boy?
They want back the treasury.
Well, they can't have it. So go and sell somewhere else. Ole had the country at a time when Ole could have done so much more than just, you know what?
Yes.
Let me be real. Ole had the country. I was like, okay, well, we have a female prime minister. Cool. Let's see what she does. Every time you started, well, I was advised. And I was advised. So you don't know nothing going on?
Nope.
And I'm supposed to go and vote back for that?
Yes. 5-day weekends. Remember back then she was younger. 2025 she'll be 70-something. It'll be 7-day weekends. She done can't stand up already. Right? Sitting down for meetings and so on.
Then
her speech is slurred.
Mr. Loud. And figures that everything to get people to do, he has to rah. I remember Miss Jennifer Baptiste Primus. Dominic, I cannot say on the radio, but I admire that woman. When I watched the things that she was, and I didn't understand labor at the time. I mean, really, right. Dominic, I didn't have a clue what going on, what this whole thing. All I know is my mother in PSA.
Right.
My mother liking herself in PSA. And that is all I knew. And I say, but look at how this woman carrying on this organization and everything on point. You know, yes, you would have your little you know, who are against you, that will always come. Because he or she want to lead, or they find you shouldn't lead. But generally, when I started to pay attention to this, like, well, this woman is a boss. Then boom, the reins hand over to the big man. I say, okay, well, if it go over to the big man here now, he understand what was going on here before. So he had to be on point here now. Really, partner, boy?
Biggest con job ever.
Really, boy? And then persons want to watch me in my face and tell me, they die the way to go? Nah, you had to be mad. Dominic, if you have to be representing me, I'm not coming to you disrespectful when I find my representation is poor, but I will come to you very concerned to find out, what is going on, brother man?
Yeah.
100 of the very best coming out of my salary to go in this organization to, for my best interests. What's going on? What really going on?
He's still looking at 2013 salaries, but he's the greatest trade unionist ever. Better than Butler. And Watson is the best thing that ever happened to the trade union movement in this country. But 8 years now, you can't get your yes, in 2013, Watson, he was the man who took 5% and whined to the side. Watson, you remember that? And you're the greatest. And them other guys who held out ended up getting more, but you're the greatest. The GOAT, as they say. Watson.
Really the GOAT.
Yes. I find it very disturbing, Bruce, that persons who work in the PSA are able to establish definitively, tell the population, what is the salary of the president of the PSA, right? Is it that Mr. Duke has the power to determine his salary on his own? So he can just wake up one morning and say, I want $100,000 a month. And so so he playing God, God said, let there be light, and there was light. So he says, let it be 100,000, and that is the case. Isn't this supposed to be approved by the General Council or the Council of Delegates or however it is? I don't know the thing, but I cannot believe that the president of the PSA can unilaterally decide his salary, right? Speaks to how things operate in the PSA, where Watson Duke is a law unto himself. I continue to maintain the man has no respect for structure. He has no respect for authority, which is why he would have done a live and said he's not going to go back to WASA because he's a boss. He's a boss, and he's not prepared to account to anybody. And after 12 years of accounting to himself, not even the General Council, not the Council of Delegates, whatever it is they call them, he is himself to himself. He answers to no one, which is why when I hear Farley talking that nonsense about when he is Chief Secretary, that Watson had to account to him, and if Watson don't do what he's supposed to do under this social contract, that he could sanction Watson Duke, I will say to Farley, you're talking absolute nonsense, right? Watson will beat you anyway. Anyway.
Ah, boy.
And who want to buy that janja, they could go ahead, but they're not fooling me. Not at all. This man is accustomed having his way. He has a plan, right? And he's not going to let anybody mess up that plan. You understand? Not Farley, not Faith, nobody. If Farley feel that because he will have title of Chief Secretary, title, and he'll have that in name only. But the man who will be running the THA will be doing so from the office of the Deputy Chief Secretary. You serve at his behest. Your party does not have a constitution, right, which gives you the power and the authority to remove him. It doesn't. So all the law of the party resides in him. That's his party. So if he do something that you don't like, and you want to flex your muscle, as I said before, all he has to do is to gather the troops, call the other assemblymen, move a motion of no confidence in you, and remove you as Chief Secretary and appoint some other puppet. Well, of course, by then the election would have been won.
Yep.
And because he knows that he is not attractive enough to the Tobago electorate to be appointed to be elected to Chief Secretary. Once the deed is done and he's inside, he could do whatever he wants, right? Okay, because he doesn't require the permission of the electorate once the vote is cast to then become Chief Secretary. But we'll see how things play out. It should be an interesting 4 years. Not saying that they're going to win, right? But it will be interesting, very interesting. Yeah.
So guys, you can call us up 342-00814665391. Ah boy, never a dull moment. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you, Bruce and Dominic.
Hey Kingsley, morning.
Morning, sir.
Yes, man, and it's so sad to see that after a month ago, in this month here, the opposition was calling for the SOE to lift. And we are seeing a two-tongue opposition right through in this country. Because there was no on the platform, there was on the program. And that they know the election was taking place in Tobago, and they was calling for it. And now they get it. They said it's a political move. It's for a move for the election in Tobago. Why these opposition, they coming on the platform, and I do not know what they taking in the brain or in the mind, but there was no calling for the SOE to live. Of course, stop the SOE. People have to live. People have a workplace in the night time. People have to go to work in the night. It have people have to live in the night. No, they split and play it around to get this country, to get this supporters, because only the supporters will believe them, and leave it there, we believe it only, and anybody who is supporting it, leave it there, we believe them. The only saying that to mislead the supporters and the sycophant UNC people, because I have the tape on them, I have the records. They was calling for the SOE. Go on the Douglas politics on even a week ago, 2 weeks ago, you're going to hear them calling for the SOE to stop the SOE making no sense. Why stop the SOE? It is people suffering. This, it is stopping the virus from spreading. No, the man said that come tomorrow, there'll be no more SOE again. You know these people, them have a problem with that. How to please the opposition, how to please Kamala Prasad, Bisasa. You cannot please them. You cannot please them. Because them mission, anything they call for, and the government give them it. It's a to it around and make it look like the opposite. So again, before I go, I support the SOE. Well, I'm asking the people of this country, be careful, continue doing what you're doing, wash your hands, wear your mask, and all them who protest, who planning to go out there and protest in the next coming weeks. I hope the deputy commissioner is ready, because the gathering of 10 is still in fact as a law. The people who are going to bunch up and talk about revolution and put on black jersey and black pants, that is evil. That is very evil. And I hope they know that they could all want to go in the Savannah and gather in 20 and in 40. I hope the police will be going up there and deal with them, because they cannot gather. They cannot have no sort of march around Savannah and all kind of madness. So again, the ICU bed is full out. We cannot handle our next third wave. This country cannot handle our next lockdown. It is up to we now, the people of this country, to prove the government wrong and save ourselves and protect ourselves, for the beach will be open back again. Well, I said, Dominic, I want people them understand. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Take care. Oh, boy. Caller, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay. So I'm actually seeing someone on Facebook here saying that this man got all the help from the PNM when his house was damaged by the mudslide that happened some years ago. He had to be relocated, and PNM paid that rent until he got back on his feet. Ah, boy. Again, something again, he might be wanted extra. Something again, he might be wanted extra. You see? Same thing others be saying. Same thing others be saying. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dominic.
Morning.
Morning. I just want to just give you all of the praise and the blessing, and thank you again for bringing the truth to the people.
to make an education, right, of the PNM then. I see on Facebook last night with Mr. Fali. But before I say so, and on the day before election, right, the last rally day, right, players come out and give a speech and speak to what thing, right. So yesterday was nomination day. And I hear Mr. Fali saying that we have to accept the decisions of the result then on nomination day. As far as I know, that speech has come the last day for the rally, which is Saturday, right? So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is, Farley realized that the PDP is defeated. So you're going to hear just now, right, we just start already, how the PNL now bring the election or the EDC working with them then. Mark my words, that's what they come on with. Because continue the good work and then the killing for them. People don't make a mistake. Don't make a mistake and do that. That's why I like what Dominic do this morning. He's showing all what the PNM has done and is still doing in Tobago. So people, although be careful. Thank you, have a good day, my brother.
Oh, boy. Caller, good morning.
A blessed morning, Bruce, Boss Wayne.
Morning.
All loyal listeners and Colin, Misha and Philip, all who are alive. I wonder if the government shook in the door. When I say that Mr. Hines is saying by the end of the month we could get spikes about 1,000. That means people should be unruly and lawless and indisciplined and doing whatever they want, irresponsible behavior. And Mr. Hines is speaking about spiking in crime. I wonder if he's telling these people and them, look, all you get on lawless in Trinidad and Tobago as the state of emergency ways. I want them to know, please, people, let us be disciplined Trinidad and Tobago citizens. This will, I would like to see. I don't want to see no COVID cases 1,000. If you of us are checking, I don't want to see 2 and 3 and 4, 5 people dying a day by gunshot. No, that's not what I want to. That's not my vision for Trinidad and Tobago at all. I want to see us getting everything down. The criminality, let that come down. The COVID spike, people, safe distance, the washing of the hands, everything. Make sure that we do not congregate because COVID and the Delta are laughing all the time. Ha, 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 ha. As long as we see crowds. And this is what people don't realize. I hope that is the case. If they realize that is the case and they're doing it, it's spiteful business going on in Trinidad and Tobago. And Mr. Duke, I know you wouldn't address your situation. I know. You have 2 situations. The one in PSA, the mismanagement of PSA money, and no, you ain't telling nobody in Tobago about that. And your supporters, they're blocking you from going to prison. Thank you very much, Dominic and Andrews.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce. Morning, my brother Dominic.
Morning.
Morning. Yeah, what's going on now? Who is really the leader of the P in Tobago? Because we only hearing what things you cry to, right? So it's most likely when we hearing somebody who leads a party like Olivia and the young lady in the meetings and she had in the meetings and things. We hearing nothing from Farley. All the promises will be going to do in the for Tobago. Who here from now? What's in Jocalo? Who is the leader? So, because I see powerhouse, because it's my party,
That's how you think, you know, because it's my party, and I the leader at this side. You're just somebody who just put it as a face. You understand? You imagine the treatment that Farley is going to get on this man if them happen to win the election. He wouldn't be able to make no decision just so. Only people at Tobago is seeing it, you know. It doesn't show itself clear as day. You know. Look at the PSA. Oh, this man bring the PSA to a mess. When Miss Jennifer Baptiste was speaking about the PSA was heading places. They was educated on the PSA. Now, you're dumb like God. Because he take over. The PSA has some houses up right along Secular Road there with Dominican Bruce. When Miss Jennifer Baptiste left there, remember we used to go up there for his brass or some festival, some party used to hold up there? Used to go up there, but I don't know if they purchased the land of war agreement and they started to build them houses. Up to this day, since Jennifer Baptiste leave there, them things ain't finished. You believe that?
It didn't sound like that was going on again up there.
It's all one or two little Spanish and things that be going in the property and thing, and like some private person take over. Me don't know if the deal cut with them, and that whole thing ended up into a mess. And that was put PSA workers and other workers into them things to have low cost. Well, it wasn't low cost apartments and housing, you know. That's what we was asking the PSA to do for years going by. I mean, imagine this man running the PSA down to the ground, fighting the PSA. You ever hear fighting PSA office and all this kind of thing? Pushing people out, using this bad boy tactics with youngsters and all this kind of behavior. You ever hear that on me, Jennifer Baptiste? You never hear that on me? Look, all I know the people at the don't want to go that direction, let them go in. You know what you have to do. Just don't come crying to me, you know. I don't want to hear, you know, Bruce. Anytime they start to cry, I don't want to hear them, you know. Because when you start to treat them the way you have to treat them, then they go understand, you know. You can't see something in the night time. You could never see it in the dark. When the daytime you see something, but in the night time you're still looking to see it and you can't see it. Only go ahead, do all they want, do something new. Yeah, so all the see things happen in Tobago. Look at the projects that are going on, fire station, police station, this, that. Roads improvement, people working. Sanders, we try to bring Sanders to Tobago to try to vitalize the what you call it, the private sector. Much of that. Then tell them that when I hear me, I go bring back this same thing, you know. And that's all they want. And because what? Who only is at Trinidad and Bible? Or at Tobago and Bible? And who are the best interested of the people at Tobago at that? Kamala the sister? Well, they really think so? Because who you go and join with? TNM? All the way to get exactly what they're looking for. How about best able to stand up?
Yeah, man. Let's make a prediction here, Dominic. And my prediction is PNM going to win by a landslide. Remember I say that. Not a damn seat for that. Yeah, not a damn seat for that. Yeah. Not a seat. What you never see. I say that. Salt in the salt bucket. And then you go hear them talk about who Reagan, who ain't Reagan, and what Reagan, which Reagan, how the Reagan, and I Reagan, he Reagan, she Reagan. Remember I tell you that. What you never see. Ah, boy. Hey. Good morning, trolls. How are you doing today? All you alright?
They come out?
Yes, I one or two of them. They hiding these days, you know. Yeah, they hiding these days. Caller, good morning.
Uncle Bruce, me again. You see what you just said there?
Yeah.
I approved that 1.1 million times.
Yeah.
Landslide in the tail they get.
Correct is right.
No, serious. I predict 11 seats already. Yeah.
They ain't winning that at all.
No, we have a fight of 3 seats, which is the like 2 in the east and 1 in the western side. But you see just what they say there? Take it for on the night of the 6th, you will rejoice. Yeah.
Yeah, that we talking about.
Yes, definitely. All right. Yeah.
I think Google did send my song. I wanted us to play it, you know. Let's see if I find it. There's it here.
Let me say good morning to all of the folks on social media. Let me see what we have there.
Is this
sometimes we tend to leave them out. And Tyrone Ortiz, Deish Robin, Helen Ross, Deanne Payne, Sean Charles, Claudette Alexander, Jeanette, I see Jeanette is on. Anne-Marie Drakes, Patrick Romano, Steve Henry, Anna Sisnet, Hugh Bridgman, Juanita Nesbitt, Carice, Bobo Figgles, all right, Mr. Max Time. Yes, so good morning to all of you, Anne-Marie, Arthur, morning. Thank you for choosing the Street 919 because, you know, there are other people who claim to be the #1 morning talk show, the most influential name in talk radio, right? They
will come for you. I see how.
I9 nothing.
Hey, 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 hey. I cannot wait for election morning. I dipping down to me elbow, darling. From Slayside to Canaan, we making it through this moment. What a reason. Higher than higher heights is our limit. No, we ain't leaving. No one behind, we will not desert you. Come on, protect the future. I know we can do this thing, yeah. So right now, we fix up, fix up. I know we link up, link up. We don't find no we build up, build up. Together as one. Country that over. The years that are. It's the way that we love. From our representation. Hey, we got them. We getting it up. We got them. We getting it up. We got them. DNA. We got them. Surely ain't done. We got them. We getting it up. We got them.
We don't want no bad vibes in the land. Because rather be ready up for the task. Because hey, rather ready to come, rather ready to wave, rather ready to vote, ready to make we name, only ready to fight hard and be a part of the fire, be under the energy, a positive energy, and the kind of damage. This side of fire, this side of energy, a positive energy, and the kind of damage. Turn it up. Turn on the bassline, Joe. Squeeze.
Remember, I predicted.
This election was like war among them party. When I was more than sure they win already. Husky Phillips said tell them that's the last of P&M. But When the rest complete, is he who end up without a seat. Not a damn seat for them. Hey! E-R-X again. It's paramount.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, don't play. Organize yourself. Let me go. Christmas on the job.
Guys, we almost close. I see I have a phone call here. Let me see. Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning again, Bruce.
Morning.
Teach for them.
Yeah, man.
Not a damn teach for them. You know what I'm saying, yeah? And rocket Sophia in Tobago. And here what is the first female chief secretary in Trinidad and Tobago, Miss Tracy David Celestine. Thank you very much, Bruce and the police.
Yeah, man.
We are eating nothing, not smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Eating nothing, not smelling so.
So, guys, the daily word for today is healing. I claim holiness and I am healed. John's Gospel tells the story of a man paralyzed for 38 years who waits for a healing miracle by a pool outside the Jerusalem temple. When Jesus asks whether he wants to be healed, the man says neither yes nor no, but instead explains how difficult it is for him to make his way to the pool's healing waters. Jesus, seeing the truth of wholeness, even though the man is expressing hopelessness, commands him to stand up and walk. And the man walks. The indwelling Christ presence invites me to look beyond illness and embrace the healing energy that is always quickening every cell of my body. I think and speak life-affirming words. I see my body radiant with the life of God. I say yes to wholeness, and I am healed. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been there for a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" John 5:6. So, guys, that's all the time we have for today. Once again,
before we go, let me just extend belated birthday greetings to one of our other listeners, Mr. Daniel Knight. I think he celebrated his birthday yesterday or day before, something like that. And also Trisha Ratan Singh. And I'm also extending birthday greetings in advance to Morning Angie. Right.
She says she don't want it so. And she Dominic wouldn't be here tomorrow, though.
Well, I feel like I send me the link, so I'll come on just for that.
Yeah, I feel so. I'll do that. Oh gosh, guys, we out of here. It was a pleasure. So, Dominic, as we say.
Yes, sir. Ciao.
Later, guys.
Hey! E-R-X Bonga S again. It's param time. Jamie, don't play. Organize yourself. Let me go. Christmas on the junction. We hitting my brethren up around. But when we reach when he white cooking, and there's a funny smell we getting. But we drinking and we living. We paranging and we dancing. We all talking and skylining. When he white, when she come out and say now it's time for dining. We eating nothing that's smelling so. We are eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Eating nothing that's smelling so. Yeah, eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Kylie jump up, say like he have bad luck because he get hiccup and the thing it won't stop. I tell him don't get frightened, boy just don't think nothing. When we reach by the next neighbor, when we will eat something. We are eating nothing that's smelling so. We are eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Eating nothing that's smelling so. We are eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. But you howling because he fell
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families and honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Okay, Rudolph, make a right. Then, oh, hold on. Mrs. Claus sent a WhatsApp. The elves are hungry. Pick up a Royal Castle Queen bucket, a King bucket, some royal wings, a family meal, a few combos, some extra delicious coleslaw, crinkle-cut fries, potato salad, and a snack box for yourself. Oh, and don't forget that delicious honey mustard sauce. It's really lashing. Okay, Rudolph, let's get that delicious local Trini flavor. Royal Castle, here we come. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Happy holidays from Royal Castle.
Open road songs we know, cruising to nowhere. Free your mind, just recline and go with the flow. Who needs a plan? Take my hand, our stories will find us. My shady caravan, and there's nowhere that I'd rather be than any place with you. My shady caravan, and there's nowhere that I'd rather be than any place with you.
Shandy Carrot, refreshed for life.
Step